Chartemis Prime, Chartemis Prime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Subscribe.
And I will tell you now that part 3 is coming. Hey, what's up, you guys? Articulation Prime here doing another Batman figure review on the Batman Arkham Asylum Playarts Kai Armored Batman, or number 3 Armored Batman. I believe this is the 3rd version of the Arkham Asylum Batman that has been released, and this thing is incredible. Now, you can't really tell, but he is not leaning on anything, and I have him standing on both feet, and his cape is up in the air. I mean, this thing is just an incredible figure. Now, there are different versions of this. Like I said, this is like number 3. There's a version that doesn't have like the big armor on his gauntlets and everything, and he has a completely different paint job. If you want to see a cool review of that one and the black and white version, click annotation right over here. Sean Long did a really cool review of that, so yeah, definitely check that out. Now, there's been a lot of reviews on this figure right here, but the reason why this review is the best review over all of them is I happen to run into some old guy who sounds just like Batman.
Here's a quick shout out to Articulation Prime. Get in the Batcave, buddy.
Oh my god, can you believe that kills the actual Kevin Conroy? Batman said Articulation Prime. That hella geeks me out. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I just hella love that. I got a little stoked off of that. I was there on the first episode of Batman the Animated Series, and that show just blew my mind, and I've just been a fan of Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. He is Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's the best Batman and Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. I think it's great that he did the voices for the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games, so along with Mark Hamill, too. I feel the same way with Mark Hamill, but anyway, this figure is just incredible. He comes with a decent amount of accessories. As you can see right here, he has a hand that's doing kind of like a pointy thingy like that, and then he has another hand that's got, I don't know, kind of like a boob grab kind of going on right there, and they're interchangeable, so you could take those out and you could, you know, give him these fists right here, which are pretty cool. I'll get into a closer look at the paint detail and sculpt of the whole figure, which is immaculate, by the way. The articulation of this guy is pretty cool too. Here's a good look at the batarang that he comes with. Now, I think the one on Sean Long's version, it actually folds up. This one I can't really get to bend or anything, but it's not a problem for me. You know, I just keep it in batarang mode instead of collapse mode, but I do like the silver on it, and you know, it's not a whole lot going on here, but I do like it. And here's a look at the grapple gun, which is a very, very cool grapple gun. I really like this. Now, I had lost mine for a couple of days, just going crazy looking for it, man. Yeah, that was driving me nuts, but luckily right before shooting this review, I actually found it. So it has this gunmetal look going right here, or this really nice shiny gray, and then I guess this is more of a gunmetal look right here for the pump action, and you can see it has the grapple stuff going on right there, and it fits into his hands nicely. It's not too bad. As you can see here, I had the batarang fitting in there. I had it go in the other direction at the beginning of the video, I believe, but you know, it holds into that hand pretty nicely. On this hand right here, I actually don't plan on having him grip either of them. It's just kind of weird, like this hand's kind of just a little awkward for that kind of stuff, and it's kind of loose in there. So yeah, both the batarang and the grapple gun work better over here. You can see how the grapple gun fits nicely in there, and it kind of is angled up, which is perfectly fine. It's not a gun that, you know, is not trying to shoot people in the face, trying to shoot upwards, so that's alright with me that it's got this angle, and I do like the finger that's pointing outward is right around the trigger, so I think that's very cool. I like that a lot. Now, the paint sculpt of this guy is just immaculate. I love the multiple colors right there on his flesh tone. I think that's cool. It looks like he has some really chapped lips or something like that. Like how you could see the eyes right there underneath the mask. Some really nice wash going on the head right there. That is very, very cool. I like that a lot. That looks great. Got some little silver buttons right there. There's his bat ears, look cool. The paint detail on this is fantastic. Love the sculpted eyebrows on there. That's how it looks from the side. Very cool. There's the back of his neck. Got some really nice silver and gold and black going on there. Very nice. Then the rest of the cape right here has got this really cool like dry brush wash kind of thing. And then the rest of the cape right here is just great, man. Love the paint detail on here. Like how the spikes, you know, for the cape is done. I really like the light blue highlights right there on the edges of the cape. It's just awesome. So one little gripe of mine, you can see his Batman logo right there is more of a purplish kind of color. I do love the black shading towards the creases in there. That looks great. I love how this silver looks. It's fantastic. And he's got some hair right there on his arm. I don't know why it's like that. It's kind of strange. But again, nice sculpt over there on his gauntlets. I like that a lot. That looks great. And these fin thingies are kind of a rubbery kind of plastic, so you don't have to worry about them breaking or anything. And then the back of his hands right there look really cool. I like the silver and the blue. I just wish it wasn't purple. That's the only thing, is I'm not feeling the purple. Now this belt is really, really badass. This has a lot of different colors going on right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but like this little gold piece underneath right here is different than this gold piece, you know? So there's a lot of shading going on there. And you got those painted silver buckles on them and everything. Those are the back pouches over there, that butt. So I just think that came out great. I think that's just fantastic. Then I like how the different, you know, texturing right here. It's like a Kevlar kind of thing going on. His armor. His boot. I just think this is fantastic. This is a masterpiece. This is just very, very well done. Just not feeling the purple, man. I just don't dig it. Don't dig it. So yeah, this little piece right here, these two notches are together. Those are one piece. They fell off like right when I took this thing out of the package. That kind of sucked. And then another thing that kind of sucked is that his leg popped off really quick. That's another thing you gotta worry about too. And you know, the legs are a little loose. They're a little looser than I want them to be, but you know what, it's not a big deal. With, you know, some patients, you know, I can get him to stand, so that's not too bad. I just wanted to emphasize that he does have these straps right here on the inside of his gauntlets. That looks sick. I just love the details on this thing. They did not skip out on the details on this guy at all whatsoever. It's just very, very cool, man. Just all kinds of textures going on here and everything. So cool. And on the back of his fist, you could see that right there. That glove has all kinds of detail. I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about the detail, but damn it, it's worth it. You know, Japanese know how to make badass figures, man. They just know what they're doing. So, I'm very happy with the articulation on this guy. It is very cool. His head does look up a good amount like that. I think that is cool. And his head has its own articulation that moves side to side and can move up and down just a little bit like that. I'm using this thumb to hold the neck articulation, so he has neck articulation as well that moves side to side and can move up and down, so he can look down really far. You can get him some cool poses. You can look all the way up too, and you know, there's not too much of a gap or anything when you have it look upward. So that's what's really cool about this figure, is that the pieces are really well hidden. Now, I've heard some people complain about the shoulder joints right here. Now this is kind of a looser plastic that's going on. You just like fold it inside out right there if you want to, but I'm doing that just to show off the articulation on his shoulder. He has an armpit joint in there as well. It's very much like you've seen this on Marvel Legends. I think it's the Sinister Six Spider-Man that has like this kind of armpit articulation in there. So you can see how that works. You know, there's that empty slot right there. So that's that armpit joint. It has that hinge in the front right here. So you can see that moving. Very cool. So on top of that, he also has a bicep joint that moves up and down, even though I feel like I'm just moving that inside armpit joint, which is very movable. Damn, you can do a lot with that. But anyway, you can move forward right here. He has a bicep swivel. Well, the bicep swivel is stuck on this side, but it moves on this side, so I'm going to have to try the hot water trick to loosen that up. He has this ball jointed kind of Revoltech elbow joint going on right here that moves that far, which is very cool. I like that a lot. And you can move that side to side. He has a ball jointed wrist joint that moves up and down quite a bit and rotates side to side. Very cool. I already explained that he has the interchangeable arms. He has a great articulation on his cape, which is just unbelievable. I love that they've done that. So you can see the joints right in there. Those are ball jointed cape joints. And on the one that Sean Long has, you could actually remove this and switch it out to a different kind of half a cape that wraps around the Batman. So I think that's very, very cool like that. And this just pops right back on right here. So yeah, you can move these outward and down and rotate them all around and stuff. Very cool. He has a diaphragm joint that moves side to side, and it does crunch forward and back, so that's very nice. And he has a waist joint that moves side to side, and the waist joint itself crunches back and forth too. So there's like all kinds of crunching you can get. Like you can get him in the fetal position if you want to. That's great, man. Now his crotch area and the and the utility belt and everything, that's like a separate piece, so that you can shift around to hide joints and everything. I think that's very cool. He has these ball jointed legs that move outward, they can move forward. He has a, oh, there it goes, see the legs pop off pretty easy on this guy, so that kind of sucks, but you know, you can rotate it side to side up here too, but he doesn't really have an upper thigh swivel. He has this weird double jointed knee, which is strange. This is the worst part of the figure in my opinion. I mean, this is just whack. This is like this huge like elliptical kind of shape going on right here. And and it's just not, I don't know, I think they should have gotten it a little closer. Like if you were to look at a Marvel Legend knee joint, you know what I mean? Like they keep this space right here minimal and extend the calf and the thigh as much as possible. Right here it's kind of like they cut the thigh and the calf short and have this extended knee, but oh well, not a big deal I guess. Kind of sucks though. It does suck, never mind. Rotates right here, ball joint right here on the foot that moves side to side, and it has an ankle pivot, and it moves up and down, which is great. And no peg holes at the bottom of the feet, but you're not going to need it. So with the bat ears, this Batman stands just under 9 inches tall. I guess you'd say like the top of his head is just about 8.5 inches tall, so he's a pretty big figure and not really fitting in scale with any other Batman figures or anything. Here's Playarts Batman standing next to my Christian Bale action figure and the DCUC Series 1 Classic Batman. Yeah, and here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man and the Marvel Select Mark 6 from the Avengers movie Iron Man. So yeah, even compared to Marvel Select, this guy is just huge, man. Gotta give a big thanks to Jerry Nightmare. He's actually the one who sold me on this when he picked this up last year at Comic-Con. So yeah, thanks for letting me manhandle your figure and everything, bro. Like this figure just blew me away, and picking it up for 34 bucks on Amazon, I got a hell of a deal because everywhere else it's 60. It's just 60 bucks everywhere you go. So 34 bucks, I'm really happy about that. And the other thing too is that there's going to be a Dark Knight trilogy wave coming out from Playarts. That looks amazing, man. That looks so sick, dude. I can't wait. It's going to have Batman, Catwoman, Joker, and Bane. And the Bane looks so much better than how Bane looked in the movie. It's just incredible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. Hopefully I can afford them when they come out. We'll see. But I hope you guys liked my review. I will catch you later. Peace. Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a notice that 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today, Sunday, January 13th, I will be doing a podcast. I'll be co-hosting with Sean Long, and we'll be doing Toy Talk Live. So we'll be talking about the top 10 Hot Toys figures of 2012. Also talking about our favorite figures, and also just want to throw it out there. T-shirts still for sale. Are you grappling gun?